Hello,
Hi, Bassem. Hi.
Kaya. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. Although I don't understand what the hell you're saying in German, but I'm a huge fan, man.
What?
My longtime friend and my business partner is Egyptian. That he's born in Germany, lived all. He speaks German like German people. I said, "Oh my God, you gotta be with Kaya! Oh my God, he's my favorite." It's like, "Oh yes, I'm so excited."
Well, I'm a huge fan of yourself, myself. So this is great. I'm really looking forward to this interview. How many interviews do you have today?
There was two before you, and there's two after you.
Oh, I'm in the middle. That's good.
Yeah, baby.
So how are you? Good?
Great. Yes, I'm very excited to come to Germany. I did Berlin last year. I did the Tempodrome, but I did the smaller room. I did the 280, and
Huh?
this time I'm doing the big one, the 3000, the bigger one. It's very exciting.
You did Germany one time last year, or did you do Germany
No,
before?
I just did Germany one time last year. This time I'm doing Berlin, Munich, and Hamburg.
I know I'm there in Hamburg on the 20th.
Oh, you have to come.
I'm there already. I've got tickets.
Oh my! Why did you buy tickets?
Of course, I'm to support.
Oh, you gotta be my guest, dude. Come on.
No, too late. I already bought.
Uh, all right, next time.
I even know the promoter, but I told him to buy
Oh,
tickets.
come on, man! Like I now I feel bad. I have to buy you a dinner or something too for it's socialism in Germany and people don't have money. So let me please buy you some.
That was the plan. I wanted you to have dinner with you. Okay, let's get into it. This is not the first time that you're coming to Germany. You've been not only playing in Germany in Berlin last year, but you've been to Germany when you weren't a comedian.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. When I was a doctor, I was training in the Charité in Berlin, the Charité Hospital.
I saw
Yeah.
you received training in cardiac and lung transplantation. I read.
Yeah,
in Berlin.
I was joining a program that there was like a program that they were doing transplantation of artificial hearts.
I see.
Not just, so it was very interesting. I learned a lot. Poor German doctors are famous worldwide.
Yes. And what year was it?
2008, 2009.
2008, 2009. And how long did you stay? A couple of months?
I said like about like I was almost like I did like 3 months straight in the hospital, but I went back and forth in Germany for over a year.
How does
Yes.
the German language sound to you?
Very intense. Very intense nice time.
Okay. What is coming to languages? Because you speak how many languages?
I speak English and Arabic, of course, and I actually spoke a little bit of French in school, forgot it. And when I was Germany, I actually took a kind of German classes. I was I think an A2, A3 level. Ich bin hier. Ich bin ein Berliner. And so
Very
it's
good.
yeah. You can see I got the pronunciation okay. Now Entschuldigung. And
Very good. With
yeah,
Entschuldigung, you get very far in Germany.
yes, Entschuldigung. And then everything with beta.
It's the most beautiful language for you for your
Just because I'm coming to Germany, I will have to agree with you. So I can sell my tickets and then I will tell you my real opinion after I finish.
I would do the same. Okay. Is there a word in Egyptian which can't be translated in any language?
Oh my God. Where can I start? Where can I start? Um, well, there is words like, for example, malish, which really say like it's okay, but you cannot really translate it. It's like, and malish, it could be used in so different ways, like as an excuse of not doing your job. But there is actually there's stuff that you can translate that means something, but it actually means something else. Like for example, inshallah, which means like if God wills. When you say people, I will do this inshallah, but it's a way to kind of tell people it's not gonna happen. You know,
Yeah.
it's like inshallah. I mean, if God willed, but He didn't, what can I do?
And
It is all in
malish.
the divine. I'm so small of a human being, and it's all there with the Lord, and He just decided not to.
So if your mom wants you to marry and you just say inshallah, it just means I don't really care.
Yeah, inshallah, yeah, I'll do it. It's like, would you take out the trash? Inshallah, yeah.
So God will. Of course, there's a difference between Egyptian humor and American humor. How would you describe the differences?
Well, I cannot really describe the specifics, but I discovered, like, because I do two shows. I do one in English, one in Arabic. The one I'm, of course, bringing it to Europe is English.
Mhm.
But you're a comedian and you understand that each language has its own rhythm, its own pacing. There's a music in it, you know. The way that you chose to pose and where you put the emphasis in certain words, and you can't really explain it unless that you can go into real examples and really think about it. But when I started doing stand-up comedy in English, I didn't connect with people, not because the jokes were badly written. It was okay, but it is the delivery that makes the whole difference. And you, as a comedian, know that the delivery is half of the joke, even more. You can say something that is totally unfunny, but the way that you deliver it cracks people up. And you can say something that is hilarious, but you can kill it with the delivery.
That's true.
And the delivery is music, cadence, rhythm. It's like music. You can play the musical notes, but you don't. But you play it out of sync, and you play it out of time, and and it sounds horrible. So you had to kind of like to embody that kind of music, that kind of rhythm.
How long did it take for you to get into the American rhythm?
5 years.
5 years. So you went 5 years on stage, and then you wondered why things didn't work out. Like,
Yeah, it was getting better bit by bit, but I kind of like I developed now my rhythm. I found my voice in about 5 years, and it you have to understand, like, on a personal level, especially someone who became very famous in Egypt and kind of like the top presenters, and I had like that kind of fame and success to start all over again and your mid 40s, 45, 46 years with a foreign language. And you're not connecting and you're failing, it does something to your insecurities and something to your ego and your psyche. And it was more of a personal and psychological journey to kind of try to humble yourself in order to be more of a student and understand and kind of receive that kind of humility with grace.
Did you sometimes think of giving up? Because as you said, you were a huge star in Egypt and then you had to flee your country and start all over again. Like some people, they just give up and say, I don't know, I do a different job. And did you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought about that many times, but I didn't know what other choice should I do, and I didn't know other than kind of like keep going. And I think that kind of stubbornness,
Yeah.
because when I began, everybody made fun of me. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Tiffany? Why just do stuff in Arabic? Just do this, that, and then I know if I'm going to do the Arabic thing, I will be limiting myself to a small niche of audience.
Mhm.
And I would be the guy an immigrant who performs to other immigrants. But I wanted to expand, and I wanted to expand my reach to people who do not speak my language, because I
Mhm.
think comedy is a universal language as long as you know what kind of tools you use. And and then sometimes you bring your own culture and your own difference and your own your own character into it. Then that makes your comedy different.
Absolutely. How do you prepare for a show? Is there a certain ritual you have? Do you meditate? You listen to rock music or?
No, I eat. Yeah. I mean, like, and you know that right in my green room, I have to have pistachios and cashews. I love nuts, so I just like go.
Okay, that's it. That's your. That, it
Yeah.
relaxes
I
you.
just a drink
That's
and yeah. I stress eat.
no, how do you feel on stage? Do you feel like a belonging? That's why you didn't give up after you had to start again. When you are on stage, do you feel like a Zen feeling, or how would you describe that? Does it almost feel spiritual to you?
Depending on the night. If you're doing well, of course, that's the best. I discuss people. Of course, the American expression when someone is doing bad, you say like, "I'm dying up there."
Yes.
I am dying.
Yeah.
Not I died. I am dying. Present continuous tense. I'm dying and I continue dying for the hour I'm on stage. It's the worst feeling ever. And I once talked to people and I said, like, every time I go on stage, the audience has the power to either kill you and make you die, or it can be the best therapy in the world that you get paid for. It is that kind of drug, endorphin, that kind of People, that their love and their hate is the difference between life and death.
That's true.
And I wonder if there's something wrong with us comedians, that we had something with our childhood, or so much trauma, that we want to have that kind of constant validation of people laughing, because we are so full of ourselves and we just want to be validated and feel loved. So instead of going to an asylum and get therapy, we go on stage and do comedy.
I think you just answered the question. That's true.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you a story. I once was doing playing the improv, the Hollywood improv. Of course, you know the Hollywood improv.
Yeah.
And it was a rainy night, Monday. It was a bad night, and it's just like it was half full, and the people were nice, but there was no energy. And I was kind of like third or fourth in the lineup, so everyone was doing 15 minutes. So the three people against me, like they were doing well, but they were not doing. It's just like people were not responding. They were just like sitting there. So I stood up and I just like threw my materials, like, what's wrong with you? You don't understand that this is our therapy. You don't understand that you responding to us can mean that we can go home and not kill ourselves tonight. Do you want us to kill ourselves? Do you want you to commit suicide? So why don't you step up and fucking laugh?
Oh, did it work?
Calling them. I was like, you're a shitty audience. And they were like, and they started laughing, you know. I was just like calling them out, you know, and it was a good experience.
That comedian Bill Burr did this once. I think he.
Oh, in Philadelphia. Oh, it's a famous. Oh my God, that's a classic. But what he did, he went 12 minutes shitting on Philadelphia. I just wanted. For me, I wasn't shitting on them. I was just like, no, nobody can do what Bill Burr does. He's a fucking legend. But like the. Sometimes calling them out actually helps.
I love it. How do you feel when you come off stage? Let's say it worked this time, and you come off stage, you're full of endorphins, you feel happy, you feel bliss, and then you come off stage, and then you go into your hotel room. And how do you cope with that feeling?
As you know, there's a lot of adrenaline in your body, so I actually sometimes have trouble sleeping because.
Yes, me too.
And so you feel so exhausted. There's pain in your back, and there's pain in your legs, and there's pain in your joints, because there's a physical aspect and there is an emotional aspect, and you put your all this a performance. So you basically, as if you are, you explode with energy, but that takes a toll on your body, and you're tired, but you cannot sleep because your brain is so alert. Sometimes, and I'm sure you did this. I don't have that kind of much of experience you did, so I'm still starting to explore the bigger rooms, the arenas. So the Tempodrome is actually one of the things that I'm worried about, because, as you know, the acoustics in huge places where the ceiling is too high, you do not hear the laughter as you should do. It's dispersed in the air.
The Tempodrome is quite good for this.
Good. That's good, but do you see? That's why I need your experience. So I'm worried about that. Sometimes you were feeling it. I did places where like people were having having a great time, and I can't take off stage. Like, were people happy? They were laughing, and people's like, "What are you talking about?" It was shaking with laughter, but you don't hear it. And as you know, like the laughter is very muted, and the silence is augmented.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That's why I don't like play big arenas. Because you sometimes just hear the first couple of rows, and you just don't know if the next rows enjoy the show.
And you cannot connect. And as a matter of fact, in May 24th, I'm going to be in the Yas Island Arena in Abu Dhabi, which is 5,000 people that can expand to 12,000. And I am scared to go on stage on that. That will be my first time.
That's your first time in front of
in an arena form.
Well, don't worry about the Tempodrome, because it's built like a Colosseum. So it's like a round thing. So they're quite near. Even if it's 3,000 people, you will get a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine. And how much of your act on stage is a set act, and how much is like improvised? And do you like to improvise, or?
So I'll be very honest with you, because I have a very short time in comedy. I did not develop that kind of improvisation muscle. I started very recently play with the improvisation. but I cannot compare myself to the great improvisers. There are people who do amazing, and also English is my second language. So when I go to something like this, I want to insert a little bit of improvisation, but I don't risk it too much because at the end of the day, I am new. As you know, Seinfeld has a very famous saying say that like how much you did comedy is your age.
Mm.
So if you've been doing comedy for 5 years, you are 5 years old. So I'm still an infant. I'm still a baby. So you need to walk. You need to kind of huddle before you run, and you. So I need. I'm still developing my own personality and my own art. And sometimes I get very overwhelmed, and I question myself if I am actually ready to be in that kind of stage. So and as you know, like comedians might look very confident, may go very well together, but like inside we are is very insecure,
Oh,
and
and
we're and that is this is like a big thing that's like they have to, as a comedian, you have to deal with. So to deal with it, having doing everything late in my life, doing it in my second language, wondering if you were ever good enough or if you are confident enough. And also part of it is that whether in Egypt I went into like a rocket, like I was very famous in 1 year. I was had the top show there. And now also again having this kind of rocket meteoric rise, when you rise so fast, the two things can happen to you. You can either become very arrogant. It's like, oh my god, I'm great, I'm a genius, oh look at me. Or you could be realistic and understand that like you might in your mind maybe building this being built too high up too fast, that maybe you don't have the strong foundation. It's like a building being built in a month. It's like, oh, that's a weak foundation. So this is why you are under always the stress that one little mistake can ruin everything, and you can lose your career in a minute. And this is the psychological dilemma that someone like me, and I'm sure that you relate to many of that in your life, have to go through in that. So it's important to remember to be humbled, and to remember that you didn't figure things out, and you continue to be a student in this wonderful art of comedy.
oh yeah, I couldn't have said it better. Plus, this feeling of insecurity doesn't really leave you, even if you do this job. In my case, 25 years in one language. I didn't start a second language. It doesn't really leave you, especially
No.
when you start a new program. Compared like playing darts in the night, because you don't know if that joke hits or doesn't until you hear.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And sometimes you are in a room and you have two shows back to back, a 7 o'clock and a 9 o'clock. Same room, same city, same material, and it's a totally different show, different reactions. So it's a gamble every time, every joke, every word that comes out. You are playing Russian roulette with every single punchline. You are playing Russian roulette with every interaction with the audience, and this is the beauty. This is the beauty and the scary thing about live performance.
That's so true. And you just mentioned it. You just said you sometimes don't know if it's going to be over tomorrow or not. There's this insecurity which never leaves you. And then it's even quite amazing that you did 5 months ago. You gave an amazing interview to Piers Morgan. It has been viewed 20 million times. Um, Me personally, I was really affected by it, and it just did something in me too. I was sort of like, oh, here's a guy. He's not only a comedian. You've been known for doing political satire, but this interview really put you on the spot. And you said in interviews yourself, didn't even know if you should do this interview or not. Why did you do it in the end?
Well, it's multiple factors. Like of course, there was the fear, like going in, as you know, in the United States, when you speak about, I mean, actually, Germany, Germany. When you go
Oh,
to
do that.
certain places, and you talk about certain things, that you would find you can have like your career affected. So in my mind, I didn't know, but in the same time, you were you wouldn't know if like I couldn't like show my face in theater in audience if I don't speak about it.
So that was like an inner feeling, like something that you couldn't change. You had to do it almost.
Yeah, because part of it is actually the anger that I felt when the pro-Israeli people were speaking. You know,
Mm.
and it was just when you see when you work in political satire, you deal a lot with bullshit. So when you see bullshit and you see the bullshit not being checked, it's like, why don't you ask them this? So I just
Screaming
like
at the
went up
telly.
with the anger, and it was a kind of, again, it was Russian roulette, boom. But that was like a Russian roulette on a global stage.
Absolutely. And when that thing just went viral, like day by day, what did you feel? Feel like, oh, something happening here, and it's getting
Oh,
bigger and bigger.
I don't know if you noticed, but like for maybe 6 weeks or more, now even more, like 8 weeks, I didn't appear in any interviews. I didn't appear anywhere else. It's not. I did my interview with Piers Morgan in October. My second interview was in January, because I was being put. There was so much pressure and kind of expectations of what you should do and what you say. And I said, like, I don't want that to take, like, I don't want it to be center. I said my piece and I left. And I kind of returned back because it was just going so long, and the injustice was going on, and the supremacy and the arrogance of the Israeli authorities thinking that they can get away with anything. It is, and it's kind of like this kind of a supremacy, and that they think. I also say, like we are the God chosen people, chosen by whom? Your God. And the thing is, like, and I find it's fine. They can think whatever they want if they're chosen people, but that idea that they're chosen, that they can do whatever they want because they're chosen by people, by God. But that's fine. They can believe whatever they want.
Mhm.
But what the thing is, the Christian Zionists who call them to God chosen people. So if they're chosen, why don't you join them? Why don't you convert to Judaism? Or, like, I mean, don't you feel that you're gonna be left out if you're not chosen? Like, if I call you that you're the chosen people and I don't join you, there's something wrong with my head. Like, they're the chosen people, so I want to be chosen too. And, like, it's like you chose them, but not me. It's the hypocrisy. And the thing is, like, me being an outsider and coming here and seeing things that were taken for granted for so many years, right? And they at the end of the day, you find out, like, what the hell is wrong with those people? Like, remember the fact that's like, oh, Israel is a very is a moral military that warned people before bombing them. Oh my God, how cute. How so very nice of you. It's been repeated every day, and people just listen to it and they say nothing. It's like, what is wrong with you? You know, when you come from a different place, it's like, why are you eating shit? It's like, hold on, because my friend wants to meet you. Remember, I told you my German friend, he wants to meet you. He want to say hi. Tal Abbas. Tal.
Of course.
Okay. Okay, sorry, you're interrupting the feed. Abbas, come here, come here, come here. Say
Don't
hello.
worry. Hi.
Hi, auch made in Germany, aber aus Ägypten. Wie geht's dir?
Gut, mir geht's großartig. Ich lach mich weg. Was?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, because I cannot hear German language. Go ahead. Go. Leave. Okay.
He's in Berlin, no?
No, he's in Hamburg. Yeah, well, yeah.
Ich bin ein großer Fan von dir, Kaya, ne?
Ich bin
Oh,
großer
ja.
Fan. Ich bin großer Fan. Großer Fan.
Could you say that in Hamburg on stage? That would be really nice.
Like, großer Fan. Yeah, I'm gonna say, it's like, Kaya, ich bin großer Fan.
Und ich, I want to speak German to you. I will stand up and say, I'm a großer fan too.
Yeah.
You once said in an interview that you still want to be recognized as a comedian and not as an activist.
Yeah.
How do you walk the line?
I think it's not my fault that people want to define activists the way they want. I mean, what I do, I go up and I speak my mind. Sometimes I speak it seriously, or sometimes I do it in a comedy way. Does that make me an activist? Right? The thing is, like, everybody, the thing is, like, I tell you why. They use the word activist in order they want to put pressure on you. Oh, you're an activist, so you have to come with solutions. No, I am someone who speaks my mind. You know, you have people on television saying shit every day, and nobody calls them an activist, right? So I'm speaking my mind the same way that I speak my mind. It's like, well, you're an activist. Like, well, I don't know what does it even mean to be an activist. I don't know what does it even mean, right? I don't engage in political discourse. I don't go in and put myself into politics. I just speak my mind when I get asked. and I do it sometimes on stage, and I do it on television. Does that make me an activist? It's just like this is the thing. You know what? Yeah, listen, Kaya. This is the thing of like how they want to kind of they want to waste time in definitions.
Mhm.
One of the most stupid questions I get asked: do you think what happens in Israel, in Gaza, is genocide? Maybe it's not a genocide. I said, like, what does it matter? You don't want to. Does the word genocide triggers you? How about too much killing? Is that okay? How about extreme murder? How about sudden termination of life? All right. What kind of words do you want me to use? How about you killing too much fucking people and you need to stop? I mean, like, what does it mean? Why? This is the thing. They kind of like they waste time in the definition, and then even when they say, okay, it's genocide, you know what they say? Okay, it doesn't matter. You see, this is the way that they get you in the thing. And of course, as you know, anti-Semitism, the Holocaust. You guys did it. It's not my fault. Go speak to the Germans. Why do you have to carry that shit? You guys did it. You take them. I don't know. Give them Hamburg. It's not my fault.
After you played there, not before.
Okay.
Who's your favorite NBA player of all time?
Oh, Michael Jordan, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
And what's your favorite NBA?
My favorite player today is Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors.
Of course, very good pick. And who's going to win the championship this year? NBA.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I think Denver has a very good chance.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, Denver. Yeah, the Joker is great.
Oh, it's been such a great pleasure, Bassem. I see
Yes.
you on your dates. Of course, we have your dates.
Yes.
Have your dates ready?
Yes. I'll tell you. I think Hamburg. I'm going to be in Hamburg.
22nd, because I'm there.
22nd. Yes. 20 Hamburg.
21. April in Hamburg, Leute. Yes. I just translated in German, sorry.
What? What did you say?
I just said, bitte kauft euch Tickets für Bassem Youssef.
Yes! Kaufe Tickets for Bassem Youssef. Come here and do something Germans should do more, which is laugh.
It's true. So it's
Laugh.
it's a
You laugh now! You laugh now! You laugh now, you Germans! Come here to Berlin and Hamburg and Munich. München. Yeah.
You have to tell the date. The 22nd is Munich of April. Berlin is.
Yeah. So we have Berlin 18 of April, and I have Munich 20 and Hamburg 22nd.
Great. I'm such a.
And I don't know and I'm sure that you have people in Zurich. I'm also doing Zurich 2 shows on the 19th. I know it's Switzerland, but you know, I do. You guys understand each other.
Yeah, my wife will be there. The first one is already sold out, and you have a show.
An earlier show in Zurich. Yes.
Look, I'm such a professional host because I came completely unprepared for your date.
No, dude, it's fine. Who cares about preparation when we're talking like this? I mean, also, you're not really a host. You're a comedian, so we can do whatever the hell we want. Yes.
Such a pleasure, Bassem.
You and Kai, please text me and me and Abbas, like großer Fan.
Yes.
We'll meet you.
I'll see you in Hamburg. Mwah.
I'll see you. Bye bye, Habib. Bye bye.
Bye. Oh. Ah. Oh, was für ein Typ, ey. Oh.